When the woman went to the restroom, she pretended not to close the door. She even deliberately placed her handbag in a conspicuous spot, because she was about to deal with her hateful stepsister. Sure enough, the stepsister snuck in here. She slipped the stolen ring into the woman's bag. The stepsister, thinking her plan had succeeded, left triumphantly. Little did she know, her scheme had already been uncovered. When the woman came out of the restroom, she discovered an extra ring in her bag. So she decided to use a stratagem and walked into the banquet hall. Then she deliberately picked up a wine glass and walked toward the stepsister, pretending to accidentally spill wine on the stepsister's clothes. As the stepsister bent down to wipe her clothes, the woman swiftly placed the ring into the stepsister's bag. The unsuspecting stepsister was still plotting her next move, but she never expected that she would be the one to suffer misfortune. Just then, the wealthy young lady who had lost her ring rushed over in a hurry. Without hesitation, she accused the woman of stealing her ring. The woman immediately retorted that she had never seen that ring before. She felt there must be some misunderstanding. However, the wealthy young lady said that only she and the waitress had been there at the time, and the waitress had already been searched and nothing was found on her. The stepsister standing by sensed an opportunity. She claimed that the full green jadeite ring the wealthy young lady was wearing that day was a family heirloom. She urged the woman to hand it over if she had indeed taken it. The woman insisted she had not stolen the ring. A guest, seeing this, demanded to inspect the woman's bag, but after checking, they found no ring in the bag. Seeing this, the stepsister sensed trouble and immediately had someone frisk the woman. At this critical moment, the wealthy young lady's grandfather arrived on the scene. Upon seeing her grandfather arrive, the wealthy young lady immediately ran over. Then she attempted to frame the woman for the theft, planning to have the woman searched. The grandfather, hearing this, was furious. He scolded her for turning the banquet into such a mess. Immediately after, the grandfather walked over to the woman and greeted her. Everyone was surprised that they knew each other. They all speculated about the woman's true identity. It turned out the woman had been invited by the grandfather to attend the banquet. The grandfather also apologized for the woman's wrongful accusation. Then the woman stated that her bag had already been checked and there was no ring, but the other guests present had not yet been searched. In the interest of fairness, she suggested that everyone should cooperate with an inspection. The guests accepted the inspection to clear their names, yet they searched everyone and still did not find the ring. In the end, only the stepsister had not been inspected. The stepsister suddenly sensed something was wrong. She recalled how the woman had intentionally spilled wine on her. The purpose was to secretly place the ring in her bag. She refused the inspection, claiming there were personal items in her bag. Everyone immediately accused her of being guilty. They concluded that she must have stolen the ring. The wealthy young lady insisted on personally inspecting her bag. The stepsister explained that the ring had been lost upstairs, but she had never been upstairs. Therefore, it was absolutely impossible for her to have stolen the ring. However, her explanation failed to convince the wealthy young lady. The wealthy young lady insisted on checking her bag. Seeing her in such difficulty, the grandfather reiterated the importance of the ring to their family. He hoped she would allow her bag to be searched. Since the stepsister still refused to agree, the grandfather could only order the security guards to seize her bag. Just as they were about to inspect it, the billionaire CEO arrived in time and interrupted everything. Because the CEO was to be allied by marriage with the stepsister's family, everyone assumed he had come to support the stepsister. The stepsister hurried to the CEO, lying that the woman had framed her for stealing the wealthy young lady's ring. The CEO turned and saw that the woman was the benefactor who had saved him. Neither expected to meet again in such circumstances. The CEO did not understand what had happened. So the wealthy young lady personally retold the story of the lost ring, claiming that all the guests present had been inspected, except for the stepsister, who refused the inspection. After listening, the CEO also felt the stepsister should submit to inspection. The stepsister tried to flee but was held back by the CEO. At that moment, the bag in the stepsister's hand fell to the floor. The wealthy young lady immediately picked up the bag to examine it.